Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Altibox Norway Chess 2017, the fifth Norway Chess Tournament, a jubilee that we start with the drawing of lots in the form of a Blitz tournament. My name is Dirk-Jan ten Geuzenam. I'm the editor of New in Chess, and with me my good friend
Nigel Short,
Grandmaster from England, and so much more. We'll get back to that later. We're sitting ready for the Blitz tournament, which will decide on the colors, or well, it serves as the drawing of lots. So after today, we will know who will have an extra white game in the tournament, and who will
tournament proper.
In the tournament proper, which starts tomorrow at 4 o'clock local time. The players are ready. They are watching the first moves being. It's funny, we have a Blitz tournament with first moves being made by special guests. Then after this first move has been made, there's a 5-minute break for the players to correct this move or to accept this move, and then the games will start rolling. We start with a big one, Nigel. We immediately in the first round we have Magnus Carlsen against Hikaru Nakamura.
And this is interesting because, of course, it is the world number one, Magnus Carlsen, against the world number 3.
Yep.
In Blitz chess, Hikaru Nakamura. The interesting thing is the world number 2 is not at this tournament.
And how many people will know who the world number 2 is?
Not too many, I think. And that's Ding Liren from China, who is the world number 2. Anyway, he's not here. So we're going to focus on this. It's very difficult to switch from board to board during a Blitz event, so we will probably focus on one game per round. If it finishes quickly, we'll move on to another one.
Yeah, well, there's a big rivalry between Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura. It's not only that Magnus, well, he has been Blitz world champion, but obviously Hikaru Nakamura, he has this reputation of being this extraordinary Blitz player, and well, the one person for him to beat was always Magnus Carlsen. I remember they had a private nightly long session in Moscow years back when after the Tell Memorial they sat down for tons of games.
Maybe we could just very briefly talk about the other pairings. We're not going to look at these, but Maxime Vachier-Lagrave against Vladimir Kramnik. I was actually in the car with Vladimir Kramnik on the way here, and he said he expected to get his, I will quote,
his arm kicked.
his ass kicked. He's in fact the lowest rated player. Oh, we're off. Yeah. We're underway.
And of course, well, Maxime, he's number 4 in the Blitz world ranking, so a very strong player.
And
so now we have to get the... there they are.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure I get why I don't.
So is anything with a bishop on f4 the London system these days, or?
Yeah. Now this is, I've forgotten what this is called. Jabava is, well actually this is Jabava is playing this line sometimes, and in fact Nakamura has played a6, which Magnus Carlsen himself has played. Played a very early e6 and a6 in some game not too long ago.
So there's some delay on this one, or?
Yeah, we got some more. It's it's fairly safe stuff so
maybe
far.
We can show the moves that were played, or?
It's very difficult to keep up with this at the moment.
But this looks kind of familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah. And we need a refresh.
So what is at stake here is that most players they want to finish in the top 5, because we've got 10 players, and the top 5 they can choose their number in the tournament, and they will have an extra white game, which is something most players want.
Yeah. So it's pretty equal so far. Hikaru is a very solid position. I'm expecting him to play bishop e7 here, but oh, he did play bishop e7. So, and now there's a threat against b7, which is well met by this move.
And also giving the d5 pawn some extra support.
Additional support. So, yeah, this is all pretty okay for black. Don't think. Yeah, this is now a slight weakening of the knight on b6, but I don't think there is any direct way of exploiting that.
And the time rate they're playing 3-2, which means 3 minutes to start the game, and then for every move they get 2 seconds added, which in the end more or less boils down to
it's roughly a 5-minute game.
5 game,
like the old-fashioned 5-minute games.
Yep.
So yeah, okay, we've had a rather subtle little move here, h3, and Nakamura goes for exchanges, which Magnus declines. Keeps the bishops on, keeps the tension. Just slightly uncomfortable position for black, just with the position of his knight on b6. That's actually his only problem, the fact that it's undefended. Well, it is defended by the knight and the queen, but it's not defended by a pawn, and that may create some tactical difficulty.
There, in fact, you're happy to have this double pawn on d3.
Well, it's not ideal, but
it serves some purpose.
Yeah, it stops the knight coming into c4. So, not sure how Magnus is going to proceed. Oh, that's a bit. That is a move I wouldn't have guessed. He's gone queen a2.
So as he wants to expand on the queen side?
I guess he wants b4 at some point. So and there's some very abstract moves here.
So far, Magnus has been playing a bit quicker.
Yeah, and this. Yeah, black wants to play a5. It hasn't come yet. Some shuffling around by Hikaru. Close game, very tight position. And again. So this is preparing some sort of kingside expansion, I guess, or not. The knight is coming to c5. That's probably his idea. b3 to c5. That's where he'll want to come.
You feel that white is slowly making some progress?
Yeah, it's a little bit of an edge, I think. I wouldn't get too excited about it, but it's a little bit passive for black, actually. That's if truth be told. Knights come into this rather useful square, and now he's expanding with the potential for, well, if in my term it, it's kind of a minority attack, but not exactly. No, Magnus has more space here. That's
on the clock they are virtually equal.
Yeah, that's good to. Somebody's keeping an eye on the clock. So. So there's a breakthrough here. Does that work? Who knows? I've got absolutely no idea. And are we heading for liquidation and a draw. Looks a bit better for white because of coordination. But Hikaru is going for checkmate on g2 and hoping that Magnus won't notice that.
Well, in this in the Blitz tournament,
It's normally a good idea, actually.
they well, you mentioned, are they going for a draw? I mean, they may go for a draw. I mean, I don't see that happen in this game.
No, just making moves, I think.
Yeah. And of course, there's a lot of prestige at stake here with
And ego.
with the two best Blitz players probably in the world.
Yeah. Still looks a bit uncomfortable for black.
You feel he's a bit cramped for space, or
Well, I think, yeah. That's an interesting move. Oh gosh, it goes so fast.
in the meantime, there's a first result, Nigel. It's Maxime Vacher-Lagrave. He kicked the arm of Vladimir Kramnik.
Right, okay.
And showed why he is the number 4 in the world rankings.
Right,
the World
okay.
rankings.
Okay, well, it looks like Magnus is in the driving seat here. Not the Tesla, as we know, he doesn't have a license. But
this was one of the.
sorry, that was a little.
All right.
Unless it's going to be a draw, is he going to escape? Is King coming over? Is that going to be a draw? Is that going to be a draw?
Time.
Oh gosh!
Looks like it doesn't.
The King is coming. Oh, just in time, in time to call some little.
But does he have time to make progress?
Well, actually, it's a question. The King is going up to H. Oh, okay. Now we see.
In the meantime, 2 further results. Kayakin, he beats Caruana, which is quite something.
Yeah.
And Levin Aronian, he beats Wesley So. So this is the last game going, Nigel.
Yeah, this is tight. Oh gosh, everyone's queening. Well, it's all go, isn't it? Everyone's queening.
Well,
Looks like a draw. Yep. That is a draw. That is a draw.
But a hard-fought draw. So
yeah, you can't accuse them of lack of effort.
So this battle between Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura ends in a draw. There's a further draw, Anand against Giri, and then there's 3 white wins. Vacher-Lagrave beats Vladimir Kramnik. Sergei Kayakin, well, he's come back here to defend his title.
Yeah.
He won the tournament twice.
He likes the Norwegian air.
He likes the Norwegian air. And Levin Aronian, good start against Wesley So, and that's an important one.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it was actually, just have a look at that, the last move there. It's all very exciting. Queen A3 and Queen H6 is checkmate.
Oops.
Which is, that was quite dramatic.
Yeah.
So maybe we can just quickly run through this game, or not.
Oh, we have.
Can't.
It stops. Or?
Yeah, I think it's stopped. So, all right, never mind.
Yeah. So there are 7-minute breaks between the rounds because they have to set up the new pairings.
Oh, this was just a terrible blunder by Fabiano Caruana against Sergei Kayakin. He just blundered a rook with this.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, these things happen in Blitz chess. So even the best, they blunder.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're getting ready for the.
Yeah, we're waiting for the start of the second round. This is the first evening of. Okay, we even get some.
Oops.
Yep. Tomorrow we have the first round in the regular tournament, and today we decide who's going to have white and black tomorrow. We're here at the Clarion Hotel. There's the Clarion Hotels. They are a new sponsor of the tournament. So the players are staying in the Clarion Energy Hotel, which should provide them with some energy. And here we're on the 10th floor of the Clarion Air Hotel, close to the airport. We'll have a brief break and wait for the games to be set up for the second round, and then we'll be back with you. We're back for the second round of the Blitz tournament of Altibox Norway Chess 2017, and we are waiting for the players to start. They're about ready, and we're going to watch the game between Anand and Magnus Carlsen. Vishy Anand, one of the best-known players here in Norway because of the 2 World Championship matches that he played against Magnus Carlsen. And he's been doing fine lately, Vishy. I was watching some of the games in Zurich, and where he was really playing great chess. Just absolutely fantastic the way the moves flowed from his fingers.
Right, and we are underway. But
so does it refresh now automatically, or?
Supposedly it does.
There's probably a slight, there we go, and it's a Sicilian, so and it's a real Sicilian. So let's see what.
It's a slightly irregular one with bishop d7.
Yeah, so a bit of an unusual Sicilian.
It's a sort
Magnus
of
Carlsen.
It's like a Sicilian Najdorf, but not quite. It's not clear whether somebody kept playing this against me in Blitz. I wonder whether it. you never know actually with these people. They sometimes play under pseudonyms. So Vishy's trying to exchange off that bishop, developing it, and that's.
Well, and he doesn't seem to be surprised by this rather rare setup at all. I mean, he's playing quickly. And I'm expecting some rook coming to d1, I'm guessing. Unless he's going to castle, that would be bold. Castle queenside. You think, normally speaking, it should be on the king side, the king, or in this position? Yeah, well, it's sort of safer. But either's possible. It's gone in. There is a pawn hanging on a5, so perhaps. So what are you going to do about that? I'm not sure. Not sure. Bishop takes d5, maybe, and b6. Is that too passive? Maybe it's too passive. Bishop takes d5 and b6, perhaps. Well, maybe you don't have a choice, do you? Yeah. Bishop takes d5 and knight b4 even. Yeah. So what's happening? Magnus is, he's gone bishop d5, knight b4. I wonder, is that a good move? Yeah, he's done that. Okay. So, not completely useless. That's me I'm talking about. Managed to predict a couple of moves for a change. So, no. Yeah, no, it very much looks like a Sicilian Najdorf. White's knight on b3 is not that well placed. On the other hand, the bishop on b5 could be nicely placed. It sort of controls some key squares, and it defends his queenside as well. I'm expecting that Vishy will reroute his knight now, knight c1, and exchange it. Or maybe Magnus has defended this pawn on b6. So I think this knight is going to maneuver around to c1, and then it will. Oh no, completely different idea, and maybe possibly a good one. Well, it's difficult for White to make headway on the queen side. So what would your plan be ideally?
I think now we're going to see everything going. White will try and play f4. Magnus will put a bishop on g5, I guess, and then try and play f5 and try and expand on this side of the board. Interesting position. The advantage that white has is that he can capture on b4 at any time. So that could be an annoyance. King h1, very prophylactic move.
But does black have attacking chances on the king side at some point? Or?
Well, bishop g5, bishop f4. No, it's maybe Magnus is going to play like he played in the World Championship against Karyakin with some e4 sacrifice. But here it seems to make less sense. Okay. Oh, this is interesting because I think Vishy's going for a push now. Yes, that's why he took back with the a pawn. He was ready to make a sacrifice in the centre, but Magnus has avoided that. And now it's interesting because Vishy has a very powerful pass pawn on the queen side, but Magnus has play in the centre. So unbalanced position. I always get nervous. Well, both sides have got these pass pawns now on the 6th rank, so it's gone from being a slightly sterile position to one. Oh, that is an interesting choice, and I'm not sure I like that because Vishy has conceded the long diagonal, and now it will be very difficult for him to put his rook in the corner. So that bishop is a bit of a monster.
But you always have to keep an eye on this a pawn.
Yeah.
For the rest, it looks nice for black, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look nice for black. So this rook on e7 is both protecting this way and covering the other way as well. So keeping an eye on this. Oh! That pawn is getting dangerous. But I'm expecting I'm expecting an exchange sacrifice any moment. And then are we going to have a liquidation? Rook takes e3. We're going to have a liquidation, maybe? Yes, we've had a liquidation. So he sacrificed that pawn on e3 was too strong, and the position is better for somebody, or it's equal. Hedging my bets.
Is it easier to play for black?
I have no idea. So it's agreed to draw. Yeah, okay. That's it. Well, equal material. Count the pawns, for goodness sake. Yes.
Yes, and they are allowed to make a draw.
Okay, let's come on to the next one.
Yep. Well, it looks like Wesley So is doing very well.
Let's go for... Oh, what is this?
More like
that's
ouch.
Oh, that's over, and that's Sergei Karyakin, the World Championship finalist.
Not only that, he's the Blitz World Champion.
He's the Blitz World Champion.
So we should almost forget that.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't forget that. Yeah, and and that was quite spectacular. That victory.
So he started well, but now Wesley So hits back.
Yep. And let's have a go on to the next. The next one here. This was a draw, Hikaru Nakamura against Levon Aronian. Bishops of opposite colour, usually giving very good drawing chances. Here White has erected a blockade, which is impossible to break through. And
there's another draw.
Right.
Here.
And Anish Giri. How do they manage to draw in Blitz chess? I mean, it's like it's almost impossible, you know. But
well, they must be very balanced in strength.
Oh, they're very balanced in strength. Yeah. So, okay.
But there were some questions about this at the players' meeting before
Yeah.
we started this. I mean, are we allowed to make draws? No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to speak, so you cannot offer a draw.
Yeah.
But you can make draws in the Blitz.
Yeah. Well, this is a pretty drawish position, it has to be said. So all of these draws are reasonable draws, not chicken draws.
No.
And sorry, did I show this?
Ah, wait.
Keep touching my mouse. Yeah, and so that was it.
So
Fabiano Caruana is not such a great blitz player in general, but yeah, I made the mistake at the TradeWise Gibraltar tournament. I was invited to join one team. And they have a friendly blitz tournament, but I was asked at a time when I'd already consumed one bottle of red wine, and
on the same day.
well, a couple of minutes before that. Then I had to play Fabiano Caruana. I was completely winning, but unfortunately the effects of that got to me. At some moment he took my queen, and I didn't notice that my queen was on prise, but. Yeah,
and he took it anyway.
He took it anyway. Anyway, so drinking and chess do not mix. Not recommended.
But beating Maxime Verscheele-Graaf, that's a big scalp.
Yep, that's right.
And, so two wins.
Yep.
Which means that Levin Aronian, he's in the lead alone with 1.5 from 2.
Yep.
And then there's a bunch of. No, wait.
Okay, we're going to take a mini break.
Yeah, we will have several mini breaks because
we need to reset these things in time for the next round. So we'll see you back in a couple of minutes.
There are a million reasons to walk through our door. Important or not, here are some more. Is it the smile that greets you, or the view outside? The 24-hour room service, we let you decide. Do you need to escape? Simply get away. To work when it's night and sleep when it's day. Relax, unwind with the people you love. Maybe that's your reason and none of the above. To visit something old or discover something new, our local knowledge will show you what to do. Passion is a word we choose to live by. Passion in our service, food, and even our goodbye. We have passion in everything we do, and whatever your reason, we'll take care of you. Clarion living, not just staying.
Yes, and we're back for round 3 of the Blitz tournament of Altibox Norway Chess 2017. And unbiased as we are, we've again chosen a Magnus Carlsen game.
And what's your excuse for that?
Well, the excuse is that last year Anish Giri, he finished second in the Blitz tournament, and Magnus, he won the Blitz with a round to spare, but in the last round he lost to Giri.
Okay, so
you never know.
They could be an upset again.
Although I think Giri was white then, which may make a difference.
Okay.
So, but both have 1 point.
Yeah, they're shaking hands, and
there they go.
We're under starters' orders, as they say, with the horses. Don't know.
They started with the horses.
Yep, and so far I have absolutely no moves coming through.
But soon you'll have them. Yeah.
I'm not sure. No moves. No moves.
There's no moves.
I've got no moves. Yeah, I've got no moves.
Okay. Yeah.
Time out. We've got a technical problem.
Apologies for that. We have Yes, apologies for this delay. We had some problems with the PGN, but now we've gotten the moves. We're following Carlsen against Geary.
Actually, unfortunately, one of the least interesting games.
You want to switch?
Yeah, let's go for something chaotic.
Let's go to
Kramnik. Let's see Kramnik. Oh, they've just had an exchange of queens, but
you feel that he's doing very well.
Yeah, I think he's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vladimir, he always talks like an old man.
Yeah.
He always talks like he's at least 60 years old. But, oh, hang on a second. What was that? Did he just lose some material?
The Czechie?
Yeah, Bishop. No, he's got a... Yeah, he's got a... No, he's just lost some material, hasn't he? Aye.
Yeah, so that was short-lived joy for Kramnik.
Yeah. Let's go to...
Well, we should go back to Carlsen Geary, because I think something happened there as well.
Okay, Carlsen Geary. Let's get back. Whoa, yes. Some excitement. The knight has hopped in. Oh, check, and forking.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is in fact completely winning.
For white.
For Magnus Carlsen. His game over, just exchanged queens and absolutely hopelessly lost for Anish Geary.
Shall we try to find the moment where that happened?
Yeah. So I think there was... it's difficult to analyse it, but he allowed this knight to hop in and forking. These things happen all the time in Blitz. Yeah, that's it. And Magnus Carlsen won.
If he was looking for a revenge for last year's loss, then
he certainly took it. So
absolutely.
There was a little sequence here, takes, and he took back with the pawn, takes, and rook takes e4, but this... Actually, he missed, I think, the... this next move is a terrible blunder, bishop h6, so that's just losing on the spot.
Because the knight...
Because he actually allows the knight into f6 with check, forking the two rooks and exchanging the queens, and trivial win.
Yeah. So quick win for Magnus Carlsen.
Let's have a look. We've got some games still going. Sergei Karyakin against Hikaru Nakamura. Hikaru's knight is either very well placed or very stupidly placed. At the moment, it's probably looking stupidly placed, because you create some threats like that, but I see there are some taxes. This knight is going to be a real source of weakness there on h3. I mean, it's got no scope at all. I guess he's going to play rook g8, threatening knight takes f4.
That's what he did, yeah.
And he did. He whipped it off, and this is interesting. Can
we replay that a bit?
Well, no, I don't think we can. It's going it's going too fast. The position ought to be good for white, ought to be winning, but you never know at this speed.
Well, it looks very nice for white, doesn't it?
Yeah. But rooks are very good in the end game.
So he's not Blitz World Champion for nothing, Sergei Karyakin.
Yep.
Playing very quickly.
Yeah. And confidently. And that's it.
Wow.
Game over.
That's a big one for Sergei Karyakin, beating Hikaru Nakamura.
Yep, indeed. Yep.
And Maxime Vacher-Lagrave, he's also shown that he's not a mean Blitz player.
Yeah. And we didn't see this game at all, but that's looking rather promising. Some matey stuff, actually. Here he resigned in the main point is if king h6, rook takes h7 takes, and
Even a rook down, you win.
Hakemat. Yeah, that's it.
So those are the results of round 3. Magnus Carlsen beats Anish Giri. Sergei Karjakin beats Hikaru Nakamura.
And Fabi won.
He won against Kramnik, who spoiled a very, very nice position.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're 42 and knocking at death's door.
And complaining about your age all the time. Of course, he revealed something when he said in the press conference that once he sits down at the chess game, he forgets everything. That sounded like a sign.
Amnesia.
So this means that 4 people are leading, Nigel. It's,
wow.
Yeah, Karjakin, Caruana, Carlsen, so Case.
Yep.
All over the place, and Levin Aronian. No, 5. I forget Maxime Fauché-Lagrave, all at 2 from 3.
Okay.
And so
it's tight at the top.
Already way behind is Vladimir Kramnik, who indeed is getting his arm kicked so far.
Getting his ass kicked, yeah, as he said.
So we'll give them a couple of minutes to set up, and I hope our problems with the PGN have been
really
solved.
Sincere apologies over those technical difficulties we had there. We hope to avoid that in the coming rounds. Okay, we'll take a break.
Welcome back for round 4 of the Blitz tournament of Altibox Norway Chess 2017. We're going to follow the game between Hikaru Nakamura and Maxime Scheler-Graf. At least that's... Is there not a slight delay or...?
No, there's
yeah. We got the move, so
after
don't worry.
Little delay.
And it's funny that after 3 rounds, you have the feeling that Hikaru Nakamura is in some sort of a must-win situation in this game. He's got 1 point from 3 games,
yeah,
and he is one of the best Blitz players we have here. On the other hand, he's playing Maxime, who's one of the 5 leaders, with 2 from 3.
And ranked very, very highly indeed.
Yes, he's number 4 in Blitz rank. And let's not forget, Maxime was the winner of the Blitz tournament here 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was actually quite funny because he arrived straight from Lyon, where he played a match against Wei Yi, and then he traveled for 24 hours, came here, was totally exhausted, and then won the...
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm expecting MVL to play d5 now, which is a sort of Grunfeld, a delayed Grunfeld.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, he hasn't done it.
He's going to delay it even more.
Yeah.
So what do you see as the, let's say, what should you be extremely good at in Blitz, except from thinking fast? Or is that
very good tactics?
Tactics, yeah.
Basically don't drop pieces and take your opponent's pieces. Those are the important things. Nothing else matters.
And you already had a couple of games here that proved this thesis.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just killing you in theory when we started playing cards.
So a sort of modest line for Hikaru. He's got this this bishop on this square, which, okay, it has some options, but it is actually kept in by his own pawn. He now has the chance to push in the centre. I don't know whether he'll do that. Perhaps he will. E4. And put the bishop out on g5. No, he waits a moment.
He wants to give d4 some indirect support, or what's the idea?
I think he's going to maybe push with
so D5.
D5 or bishop G5 could be a good move here. And then D5 will be his idea, his intention.
And that looks nice for white?
Yeah, it looks slightly better. Yeah, it's very much a Grunfeld type of position. Black's queen is a bit uncomfortably placed on D8. Well, it's under threat, direct threat at the moment, but now I'm expecting D5. Although he could also consider rook C1.
And then if he takes, you move the queen, or...
Yeah, you can move the queen perhaps, although not sure how effective that would be.
So that's a decision he has to take, rook C1 or push D5.
Yeah, I think D5, but... Yep, he's done that.
And now the question is if this pawn on D5 on the D5.
He's just, that's interesting, he's just sort of rammed it up the board immediately. And yeah, that's a question. He's going for tactics now. Bishop is coming into
E7.
To E7. One bishop is coming into E7, which is very, very strong. The other one can come to D5. So bishop E7 and bishop takes F7 check. It's not a time to do that. So queen E4 is probably really necessary there. I'm expecting queen B3 going for an attack.
So sharp play by Nakamura.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, can he... probably can't. He has takes and bishop B5 is interesting. Yeah.
Yep, done.
Yeah. And now Pushkin. D7. D7.
Already? Yep.
Go. Yeah, he's going.
He's going.
It's a queen.
Almost.
Rook D6. Oh, wow. I think this is really strong, actually.
This pawn on D7 now.
Pawn on D7, yeah, it's very, very dangerous indeed. But maybe black has to resort to little tactics like A6, trying to get rid of the bishop. Looks like he needs to do something like that.
On the other hand, you have to keep the pawn. I mean,
yeah, A6. You've got to sort of get rid of that, even at a cost, I think. It's gone back. I'm expecting him to take, and maybe 95. Yes, that's it. Now's the question: has it gone too far? Has the pawn, has he overextended?
yeah, if it drops off, then...
Well, if it drops off, it you look a bit silly then, don't you?
And then, is it a bit better for black, or just much better? Or?
Well, if you take a pawn for nothing, it's going to be very good indeed. I think that bishop should not go to h4, because that will just ask for g5.
So an aggressive attempt by Nakamura.
Yeah, he's put it back. Yeah, he's put it back. Bishop e3. So he's got knight takes g6 now. This pawn is hanging, but MVL is attacking things, and we've got an exchange there. But looks good for black actually. Looks like this rapid push didn't bring what he hoped for. And the king is coming. King is coming, and there is this... oh gosh, this looks really not very healthy at all Hikaru Nakamura, who is...
Maybe we can
Yeah.
switch briefly.
No, this is really...
Yeah.
Let's stay with this. It's,
Okay.
we've got the pawns rolling.
So
Pawns are
in the
rolling.
meantime, Magnus Carlsen has beaten Levin Aronian, which an important point.
Oh, yeah. This is very interesting that, you know, we've had this game where white started off with a d pawn that was pushed very, very fast, very quickly, and then fell off. And now
Yeah.
black has got this d pawn on the sixth rank, and
As if there's a
Oh.
new rule that if you stop the pawn, it changes color
Yes,
and runs up.
he's going to play what? C4 or something, maybe not C4, B5. Yeah, C4 he's done. Just protecting that. Oh, this looks painful.
Yeah.
Just has to watch out for some little tic tacs. Yeah, it's coming back to defend. And oh, it looks gone. Bishop B. Oh, he's just kicked it away, and now D2, and that looks like game over. Oh, he's got. Oh, he's got a little. Oh, that's
That's
a,
a nice trick.
devilish trick. Devilish trick.
But is it enough?
Yeah, and now this pawn is coming. Yeah. Ah, he's blocked. He's going to give up the bishop now. That looks bad. Should be winning. Rook A3 or something. Goes here. Covers this. He can play Rook A3 anytime he wants to.
And the amount of time that he has for this, I mean, with the 2 seconds per move, should be
Yeah.
enough for him, you think?
It should be winning, but it's close. King G3 now. It's very close. How is F5? F5, no, he doesn't want to do that. Is he going to run out of moves? Oh, he shouldn't have allowed that. It's a draw.
Yeah. Okay.
You should not have allowed that. So a let-off for Hikaru Nakamura.
Yeah.
And what
Well,
did we
aggressive
have?
play by Nakamura, but looked like excellent defense by and counterplay by Maxim Verschela-Graf. So
And let's go
two more
to
draws.
let's see what we've got here. Anand against Sergei Karyakin. This is a theoretical draw, and it's
which would lead to the surprising number of 4 draws in this round, with one decision.
yeah.
Magnus Carlsen
Is
beating Levin
this the
Aronian.
only game remaining?
Yep.
Yeah, and
So
it's
they-
agreed to
and-
draw,
and-
and
and
they
it's
agreed to
agreed.
draw. Yeah. Okay.
Which means that Magnus Carlsen takes the sole lead now with 3 from 4.
Right. Okay. Let's have a quick look at that.
And he will play Sergei Karyakin with the black pieces in the next round. So that will be a key game.
Let's just have a look at
Yep.
the key moments here. B4 takes. And some cunning little move because the bishop is running out of squares, maybe. Takes, and this didn't quite work. So didn't quite work, and Magnus Carlsen showing his great tactical skills, and E5 breaking that pawn chain there. So with an extra piece, so excellent play, and a very clever little tactical blow.
Okay,
So the world champion can play, apparently. That's but not the world Blitz champion. He's not. He's not the world Blitz champion at the moment. So,
but he's going to face the World Blitz champion in the next round.
so we're definitely going to focus.
Yes.
Back on that.
Once they set up the boards again, we'll be back and watch that key game between Sergei Karyakin and Magnus Carlsen.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. Thanks.
And welcome back. We are waiting for the start of round 5 of the Blitz tournament at Altibox Norway Chess. So how has it gone so far, Nigel?
Well, it's been very interesting, very dramatic. But tell us, Dirk-Jan, what are the scores on the doors?
The scores on the doors is that the world champion, the overall world champion, well, the classical world champion, is leading with 3 from 4. And then there's 3 people trailing by half a point. Sergei Kayakin, Fabiano Caruana, and Maxime Vacher-Lagrave. Sergei Kayakin, the Blitz world champion. Not a big surprise to see him there. And he's going to play Magnus Carlsen
with white.
With white.
So we are going to concentrate on that.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that the moment we stopped watching Magnus, he began winning his game? So did we jinx him there? I'm not sure.
And in bottom place is Vladimir Kramnik, who is following his own prophecy that he was going to do badly in this tournament. And we just saw him here looking at one of his positions where he blundered in a very promising position. He was winning.
He didn't sound too distraught. Actually.
He laughed and he predicted it's going to get worse.
That's it. So
which we don't.
It's very philosophical.
Yeah.
What's the number 3 player in the world? Just predicting he was going to take a pounding in this.
Yeah, but actually, let's say in his case, it doesn't make that much of a difference whether he finishes 6th or 10th.
Because he plays boring stuff with white anyway, and nobody ever beats him when he's black.
That's for sure. On the other hand, well, these Blitz tournaments, they tend to say something about somebody's form.
You hit. But you basically, there is no time at all for playing yourself in. You've just got to go. Your fingers have got to be good immediately.
But do you think that it affects your self-confidence if you really take a beating in the Blitz?
I think it might. Yeah, Blitz tournaments, it's a bit like the 100 metres. You don't really have time to tie your shoelaces, if you... Just got to go.
Yeah. And it's interesting that Sergei Kayakin, he's already sitting at the board.
Looking fully concentrated. The players are shaking hands. Now
he's a player who got a lot of press here in Norway during the World Championship match.
Magnus has done exactly what I did. That is, he's just opened a bottle of fizzy water and it's gone all over him. So I did
forgot
that
about the difference between still water and...
I think somebody's been shaking up these bottles.
But he's found a cloth and he's drying the table as if he doesn't do anything else at home. Very, very...
yes.
Yep. Oh, wow. Do you see?
It's on the board.
It's almost impressive.
Yep.
And he shakes hand. He gives him a wet hand, probably.
And they've started.
Yeah. So...
D4.
The big game of this round.
D4
between,
by the looks of things.
Is that what I...
Dutch?
It is.
The Dutch, in your honour, Dirk-Jan. That's...
Or your.
What is that? What is he doing?
Well, he's done that before.
He has done. He's beat Vichy Anand with this. So he's playing the Stonewall.
Named after Mr. Stonewall? John Stonewall?
Well, I can tell you the Stoneware defence is named after Mr. Stone and Mr. Ware, isn't it? Yeah. But not the Stonewall.
Oh.
That's mine.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, knight h3. That's actually, for a lot of players, they may think that's a silly move, but amateur players, because you're not supposed to put the knight on the rim, but in fact the knight is quite well played. And Magnus was making fun of me a couple of years ago about putting my knight on c6 in the Dutch He was saying that was a ridiculous square for the knight, and he's gone and done exactly
So he's
that.
showing a sense of humor.
He was teasing me mercilessly for that.
But many
you know,
great players, but many great players have put the knight on h3, haven't they?
Yeah, the h3 is quite normal. Yeah, but this knight c6 stuff, it's the problem is it's difficult to prop up your center when you play like this.
So why did you play it?
It develops a piece.
Oh,
That's why I did it. So. So I'm wondering whether this knight is going to come into f4 immediately. Yes, it has. I'm guessing he's going to take that. What else is he going to do? He's taken it
yep.
and
knight
shove
e4.
the knight in. Well, looks a little bit better for white, but who knows?
But also a complicated position where anything
sure,
can happen.
Sure, especially at this speed.
Yeah.
I'm expecting some. Oh yeah, rook e8, defending his e pawn, which may be, let's say, indirectly attacked. White's bishops are not doing too much at the moment, particularly the one on b2 as yet. The one on g2 could leap into play. Oh, it's knights that leap, isn't it? It's the bishops, they...
Well, some...
Yeah. And, yeah, that's covering the d3 square. I think Sergei wants to play rook c1 without allowing this knight into b4 and then to d3. So Magnus playing in a circumspect manner, defending his knight, supporting his e-pawn. And in fact, a draw is... that move surprised me a little bit, but I don't know why. Interesting decision. What's he going to do? Take on f3, queen takes f3 to maintain a pin. Looks a bit better for white. Unless he can take on c4 and rook d8. Rook d8, this may be his idea. So Karyakin has got a massive pawn center, but this is going to come under attack. So really, next few moves are extremely critical. Whether Magnus can generate enough play with against this pawn on d4, which is possible. It's actually fun commentating on Blitz because I basically got no time to be conscious. Really, you say something and the game jumps on. Oh, it's gone straight
another
forward.
d5 we are.
Yeah. So that is an interesting move. I guess he's going to play e5 after that. After takes. Oh, he's taking this way. So it's a little tactic there. Bishop c4, I expect. And then b5. Oh, he's gone this way. Aha. Oops. Oh, that's a good move. He's exploiting the pin down the e file. Oh, he's whipped that off. Oh. So a discovered attack on Her Majesty, and Her Majesty retreats. And this looks good for Magnus. D4. Do you have D4?
You still have this.
He's got the knights.
Pin,
yeah, his rooks are excellently placed. The knight is coming to c4. Yeah, he's exchanged off White's best bishop. And this looks very, very. In fact, this move looks very strong, almost winning.
So again, we see after a d5 break, a black d pawn running down the board.
Yes, something. Yeah, something like c5 here is. Oh, you tactics. Rook takes knight, queen d5,
But it's
check.
very nice.
Check. Oh gosh, I bet. Has he missed that? Queen b3. Yeah. And now, oh gosh, this looks hopeless for White. Magnus Carlsen.
He smashes him, man.
Magnus Carlsen is a good player, it
Wow.
appears. Yeah, that's. Oh wow.
That's a very nice game.
And Karyakin defending still. So he's avoided getting checkmated, which is normally a good start, but all other things are not in his favour.
But then he's known for surviving
Yeah.
pretty hopeless
Looks at, no,
positions.
this is just gone.
Not this one.
Gone.
Yeah.
Great crushing victory for Magnus Carlsen. Brilliant,
Yep.
actually. From what looked like a slightly dodgy
He
position.
turned it around.
Brilliant tactics.
Within 10 moves, it was suddenly a totally different picture.
He's great.
very
Nice.
impressive.
Yeah.
And strengthening
And he
his
won
lead.
with the Dutch.
Another one bites the Dutch.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. So I'm quoting you. I have to say, I'm not that funny. No.
Yeah.
No. So there's
Right, what else do we have?
Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. He beat Vichy Anand.
Whoop.
So he is half a point behind Magnus.
So do we have, let's see.
It's at the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, and actually, do we have a game still going on?
Yes, 3 games going on.
Oh, let's look at this. Fabiano Caruana, Wesley So looks like Wesley So is romping home here.
And Lev Naronian just beat Anish Giri.
Yeah. Oh, some little tactics there. Takes. And it looks like there's king and pawn end game.
This can be calculated.
It can be calculated. Uh-huh. And that one's going to be used as a diversion. The black king is coming to c2, so that will be game over.
Wow.
Yep, Fabi resigned. So Wesley So is on what?
He's on 2.5.
So he's
He's a bit behind.
a bit behind. So what else do we have?
And
So MVL,
there was a draw between Kramnik and Nakamura.
yeah. So MVL 1.
Yeah, so at the top we have Magnus Carlsen, who just won a beautiful game against Sergei Karyakin, very impressive play. And half a point behind him is Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, who beat Vichy Anand, which is quite something too.
And actually only one player
Yeah,
behind that. So it's starting to spread out. There's only one player on +1. We had several.
it's amazing that after 5 rounds there's already a 1.5 point gap between number 1 and 4.
Yeah.
So that's
That's unusual.
So let's see what the next round will bring. As if someone wrote the script, it's Magnus Carlsen against Vachier-Lagrave. So if Magnus wins that one, that would be a big step towards winning the Blitz.
Okay.
So we'll be back shortly. They are going to set up the pieces again, and Magnus Carlsen against Maxime Vachier-Lagrave is on the program soon.
With you in a few minutes. Yeah.
We're back for round six of the Blitz tournament of Altibox Norway chess. We just seen Magnus Carlsen defeat Sergei Karjakin
in brilliant style.
That was very impressive.
Yeah.
The world champion beating the Blitz world champion. And the way he turned around the position, it looked as if everything was going fine for white.
Yeah, it looked slightly better for Karjakin. And then just in a matter of seconds, he just unleashed this.
There were 3 uppercuts, and that was the end of the fight.
Yeah.
And now Magnus Carlsen faces Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, who is the only player who still manages to keep up a bit with him. He's half a point down.
Yeah, and this is really key for the tournament. Magnus is white, and should he win this game, he is almost home and dry in this tournament. Well, in Blitz chess, anything can go wrong, but. Okay, they've kicked off. So this is, Magnus, it just puts the bishop on f4. This is very typical chess these days. People play in a simple way.
Why is it called the London system?
Yeah. I've no idea. Well, that's with knight f3, but it's interesting
it's
that
without knight f3.
Because in the old days they used to say, bring your knights out before your bishops, but I never understood that.
But it's not connected to any tournament or whatever.
No.
Suddenly,
London system was played in London somewhere.
1922. Maybe. Okay.
So now we've got a transposition into a London system. So this is a terrorist target system, and just to be topical, as I've just come from London. So h3, and that's preserving a retreat square for the bishop on f4.
Well, and let's not forget, it's not only the world champion playing against the number 4 in the Blitz rankings, but also Maxime. He was the Magnus won last year's Blitz tournament here, and Maxime won the year before.
Yeah.
So ample proof of his Blitz talents.
No, he's a very fine player, MVL. So it's a good move, exchanging off these pieces, sort of freeing up Black's game.
I mean, Black should be fine.
I think Black should be fine. He's going to take, Magnus probably wants his bishop on f3, which he's already played. It's important to exchange off these things, but e5 is coming now quite quickly, I think, which could be a good move. And he's played it.
And now, let's say, from an evaluation point of view, Black should be.
I think Black is fine because he has some slightly weak white squares on the queen side, but it's not easy for Magnus to exploit those at all. So I'd say roughly equal. Yeah, perhaps he should take that. He should take that. And if knight takes, he maybe take with the bishop and try and play. I think bishop takes e5 is the right move. And try and play on the white squares. No, I guessed incorrectly. So perhaps Magnus wants, he would like to get his knight in on c6, knight d4. Knight d4 coming into c6 eventually. I think this is his basic plan. Whether he can achieve this or not, I know not.
And is Black happy with the A file, or it doesn't?
Well, the A file is it's not useless, but it's a little bit empty space down there.
I mean, this is later on that you want to bother those pawns on b4 and c4.
Yeah. But White's idea is bishop takes e5, knight c6, which is... Yeah, he's a very positional player. He just wants to control those white squares. I mean, black. Look at this position. He's got double rooks on the A file. He's got control of this long diagonal here, and yet it's not so easy for him to. Ah, yes, and this knight is coming round to d5. Very good positional play, from where it will attack this weak pawn on c7.
Yeah, that's a bit of a nuisance, the knight on d5.
Yeah. Magnus now will want to exchange off some rooks. If he can exchange off rooks here, he'll be in very good shape. Not quite sure what's the point there. And he's attacking. He's going straight in with f5, and he can actually recapture that after g takes f5. Rook takes f5 is possible, because there's a little fork.
And you're beginning to like the white position.
Well, the interesting thing is that Magnus may be going for mate now, just playing for mate, which is interesting. By playing for mate, he's actually asking him to exchange rooks.
But,
now that was the question of rook takes and queen e2, and how is this with this pawn on c7 is a bit awkwardly placed. Oh, he's trying something else. Oh, maybe even better still. I guess he's going to... Oh, he's taken this way. That really surprised me. This looks very bad for black. This really surprised me. King f2 now.
You think that weakness on c7 is...
Yeah, he's going to go king f2, and he's going to put a rook on h1. Maybe he's all right. Maybe he's okay because rook h1, rook a4 might just about be... He's gone rook a4 anyway. Rook c1.
Okay, so
interesting choice. So very unbalanced position now, because Magnus's king side has dropped off, but he's going to go for this b pawn, which he's actually already removed, and that's going to be difficult to stop.
They're really slogging it out. Right?
Yeah. Interesting. Could be dangerous. Could be dangerous. King. There's pawns coming to h2. No, it's not, because knight f4 check. That's a clever tactic. And this endgame looks winning for white. So, and in fact, he's resigned.
So
that was
a fierce fight.
Very fierce.
Yeah.
I mean, all tactics. You notice how he managed to remove that dangerous h-pawn. That was his one worry.
Yeah.
And he's left with this monster passed pawn on
can we look
b5.
at that, because everything went so quickly.
It went ridiculously fast. You know, here after they got some position like this, so he gave a check, and he wants to advance this pawn, and I'm not sure this is the right way to play. He gave a check here, but now this is with check, and suddenly this b pawn becomes a real monster.
Yeah. And the h pawn loses its significance.
I think he had to take them, but anyway.
Yep.
And now he takes this, and an equal material. They say all rook and pawn endgames are drawn. This is equal material, and it's absolutely dead lost.
Yeah.
Because the king supports that b pawn, and the rook is ready to swing over behind the pawn, and everything's collapsing.
So another big win for Magnus Carlsen. First, after his great win against Sergei Karjakin, he also beats Maxime Vachier-Lagrave in a very fierce fight.
Yeah. Also, so the Battle of the Old Men. The Battle of the Old Men.
And Vladimir Kramnik won.
Yes, he won because he was taking a piece, I guess. So anyway.
So that this round all games were decided. So we had Carlsen beats Vachier-Lagrave, Anand loses to Kramnik.
And let's have a look.
Aronian beats Karjakin, which
so that has some impact on the tournament because he keeps pace.
Yeah, Aronian is 1 point behind Carlsen.
Yeah.
And he's at the moment looks like he's the only threat left.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Sergei Karjakin, fantastic blitz player, may be a bit demoralised by his previous game. Could be.
Must have heard.
And you just play.
We will briefly leave you because we have to set up for the next round again, and we'll soon be back with Magnus Carlsen proudly leading 5 out of 6, 1 point ahead of runner-up Levon Aronian at 4 out of 6. We'll be back soon.
There are a million reasons to walk through our door. Important or not, here are some more. Is it the smile that greets you, or the view outside? The 24-hour room service, we let you decide. Do you need to escape?
Are we ready for round 7 of the Blitz tournament of Altibox Norway chess? Magnus Carlsen is probably leading with 5 from 6. He just enters the room, he's speaking to Norwegian television. He's got time for that. And he's playing against Vladimir Kramnik, who has risen from the grave. He was in last place, but now he's... Well,
Lazarus is no longer last.
Nope. And he can even still move into one of the first 5 places. Not impossible.
With a win.
If he beats Magnus Carlsen now, which he will happily do, but which will not be easy as it... Well, Magnus seems to be in great shape. He's just won 2 really nice games. The game we are going to follow is between Wesley So and Hikaru Nakamura, 2 Americans. Big rivalry there.
Yeah, absolutely. We will be coming back to Magnus Carlsen in the last 2 rounds. I'm pretty sure of that. But
or if something really boring happens here.
So we'll be back. But we'll look at Wesley So, who's of course number 2 in the world, probably the form player in the last 12 months, playing even better than the mighty Norwegian.
Not so long ago we were speaking about Fabiano Caruana as the clear number 1. He was the one we expected to be the next challenger. Now everyone speaks about Wesley So, and he's in 2nd place and won several big tournaments. And now he's playing Hikaru Nakamura. Well, 2 American champions facing each other.
And so we've got King's... No, I was going to say King's Indian.
And he pushes it to d5, which is always nice.
Yeah. And so what do we have now? Some E. So we could be heading for a Benoni.
We have a g3 Benoni.
Which, as we know, means son of sorrow.
And you think, the way you pronounce it, as if you think with good reason.
Actually, this line with G3 is probably the... I think it's one of the best lines for black to be facing. So this is old theory. This is like the game Korchnoi against Kasparov, Lucerne Olympiad 1982, which I watched. Yes, I am so old. I was there.
Well,
I saw it.
The game of that Olympiad.
It was. It was the atmosphere in the hall was quite. It was electric, actually. That game, brilliant to watch.
Why was that? Maybe you should refresh some people's memory.
Well, it was. There was a great moment in this game, and where. And we're seeing something like it here, where White King came up to h2, the pawn came to f4, and the pawn was attacking the knight on e5. And all the grandmasters were saying that Korchnoi had a very good position because the knight had to retreat. And then somebody pointed out that in fact it was Korchnoi's move, and that he could even take the knight. And then they revised their assessment. So anyway, this is something very animalistic. So he's just shoved that point. He's going to win a piece. He's going to win a piece. with f4.
Yep, that's what he did.
Oh, wow. And there's not too much that can be done about that, so I suggest he just plays b5 and hopes for the best.
You don't think this was planned? I mean, he just missed something.
He's just gone, well, he's won, he's taking this back, but knight c4 looks promising.
Ooh, yeah.
Takes. Well, no, not so clear. Not so clear still. And bishop takes e5 is necessary just to keep that. I like So's position, but who knows? Hikaru has a useful b file for some counterplay.
Well, if we feared a dry position, we didn't get that. I mean,
Yeah. Oh boy.
wow.
Good move. And now what? And what is he doing now, apart from losing a piece?
Yeah.
What is he doing apart from losing a piece and
Because
resigning?
there's a problem on f7.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so he loses
So
the piece.
he's lost a piece. What is his idea? There's some knight g3, knight e2 tricks. Maybe rook e7 first. Rook e7 first, and then knight g3, and going for some.
You mean there's some murky compensation, or
Well, he better have something immediately, otherwise it's time to resign. Oh, he's come back. He's come back this way. Yeah. And that's it. And that's it. That's gone. So basically, hopeless. I think we're going to move on to another game. And so it looks
you
like
declare
I
Hikaru
declare
Nakamura lost.
dead lost.
Yeah.
And nicely played by Wesley So.
Yep.
Very excellent game.
So a painful loss for Hikaru Nakamura in this.
Yeah. Let's go back to the world champion.
Okay.
Where
Vladimir Kramnik against Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah. Okay. So what do they have here? They have Vladimir Kramnik with a little bit of an edge, a bit of a squeeze. Nothing too serious at Blitz chess, but looks a bit uncomfortable. He's playing all these super solid moves, so showing his technique. Magnus trying to dominate the this knight on a5. Does it come in immediately to b7? Does that? And then he's got bishop c6, perhaps. Yes, he can, and then he takes on d6. So he's winning material. Interesting. So the world champion in some difficulty. Rook d5, and I think rook takes b5 is winning, just winning. Vladimir no, he's gone rook d. Oh, I missed out a move there. Knight takes b5, rook d5. Yeah. No. Okay, so bishop c6. No, he's going to hold the draw. It's going to be a rook and pawn end game with a draw. Yeah, Magnus has held the draw. So I'm sorry, my mistake. This looks it's still better for Kramnik, but he can't prevent rook a4 at some moment, and it's
Like
just come
now.
like now.
Yeah.
And that is going to be.
But they will continue playing.
Yeah, they'll make a couple more moves. Maybe rook d5 could be a bit awkward still.
I guess both of them just play on. I mean,
Or he's just pushing his pawn. You never know. He might just decide, you know, c4, c5 if that goes. But it feels like a draw. Feels like a draw.
Interesting cross move.
They are so good, these guys.
Why are you saying that?
No, I mean, it's just these moves come very, very quickly indeed.
And they are
Yeah.
important moves. All
Yeah,
of them there.
yeah. And Kramnik's anchored his rook on f5, but it isn't going to help him. And here they are, they're repeating the position,
Yeah,
and it
so
looks
this would be a good moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's carrying on. Oh, he's gone here. Oh. Did he take his move back? And it's not enough. It's not enough for Kramnik. A3 is going to this pawn is.
Ah, yeah.
In fact, is
probably.
black better? Not really. Has to be careful not to lose this pawn on g4. Well, that's a miserable passive move. Oh, so Magnus going for the win. Magnus going for the win.
Wow.
And he's pressing him here. King f2. And rook takes g4. So c6.
He's playing
And rook e8.
very quickly.
Should be a draw. Should be a draw. Rook f.
Yeah, so
Okay, it's going to be a draw. Yeah, now it's a draw. Now it's a dead draw. Yeah.
yep. But they certainly showed why it was a draw.
Yeah,
They,
that's right. And
Great
and
fight.
That pawn will cost White his rook, his extra rook. No, very interesting game.
and Magnus keeps his 1-point lead as Lev Aronian also draws his game against Fabiano Caruana. But there's a couple of wins. Sergei Karyakin beats Anish Giri, who is in big trouble because he's last and not improving his position.
Yeah, so Anish Giri was on 1.5 out of 6 before this. He remains on 1.5.
And he's 1
out of
point
7.
behind number 9, so, that
it
doesn't
looks like he's going to end up.
Caruana lost to Vishy Anand.
Right, okay, so Vishy has sort of had a little bit of an up and down event, hasn't he? Some wins, some losses. Very good victory for him with black in this game.
Caruana, Nakamura, he made progress. He's in shared third place now with Maxim Vachier-Lagrave. So,
I said it was going to be a draw, but no, I didn't. I said no. Wesley So lost. What happened there? Huh? We got that. That is bizarre. So what happened in this game? So we stopped at this position, and I just declared this completely lost.
Oh, wow.
And what happened here? It's just strange. Some rook a2. Remarkable. And he allowed some counterplay. Remarkable.
That
This
really
king. came through.
Wow, so
And that is a nightmare for...
we're seeing the tricky Blitz player,
Yeah,
Hikaru
yeah,
Nakamura.
amazing, amazing. and he's in time. He's in time to stop the pawn.
Well, that was a weird turnaround.
Yeah, that was remarkable. So he's slippery.
A slippery bastard, as you called Mr. Grandelius in Sweden.
Yeah.
So
Slippery eel. Yeah.
So Magnus Carlsen is proudly leading 5.5 from 7 and can already decide the tournament in the next round, or the Blitz tournament, that is.
And let's see who we've got in the next round.
He is playing Caruana with white.
Carlsen, and Caruana's struggling, isn't he, somewhat? Or what?
Yeah, he just lost to Anand, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So things looking very sunny for Magnus Carlsen, who may repeat his win in the Blitz from last year.
Yep.
When he not only won the Blitz but also went on to win the tournament. And from what we saw at the press conference, he's definitely determined to win a big one after he failed to win Weigansee and the tournament in Karlsruhe and Baden-Baden. So we have a brief break so they can set up the pieces again, and then we'll be back for the penultimate round.
Yep.
When Magnus Carlsen can already decide the issue. But there's more places to fight for.
Yep, absolutely.
There's the first 5 that we want to know, and that has not been decided yet, so stay with us.
Okay.
There are a million reasons to walk through our door. Important or not, here are some more. Is it the smile that greets you, or the view outside? The 24-hour room service, we let you decide. Do you need to escape? Simply get away. To work when it's night and sleep when it's day. Relax, unwind with the people you love. Maybe that's your reason and none of the above. To visit something old or discover something new, our local knowledge will show you what to do. Passion is a word we choose to live by. Passion in our service, food, and even our goodbye. We have passion in everything we do, and whatever your reason, we'll take care of you. Clarion living, not just staying.
8, and we're looking at the clear leader Magnus Carlsen, again playing this this unusual bishop move, which is actually quite trendy these days. Oh, that's very interesting. That is absolutely fascinating. He played a very early G4 here, which was exactly an idea I had 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I was looking at this. So
You wanted to play it against...
no, I was preparing against Jobava, so I was analysing this. So interesting that that we see this move here.
So did you speak to Magnus before?
No, I didn't speak to Magnus at all. I don't think Magnus. I think Magnus has better things to do than to listen to my recommendations. But very curious that.
Yeah, when you were preparing this, you thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, I thought it was a very interesting move with White. Yeah, and especially in Blitz chess. But I even thought it was objectively, very interesting. So, we've got a wild game here.
Yep.
With Magnus advancing animalistically on...
Trying to throw everything at him.
And he's got a little... he's going to stay with the bishop now. And he's going to throw in h6 if queen takes g5. So this is interesting. H6 is kind of quite annoying. I think he's going to take that and rook g1, I'm guessing. Bishop takes.
And things are fairly normal.
Well, normal. Looks good for white to me. Looks very dangerous. Rook g1. That bishop now on e5 is it's very well placed.
And the black king stuck in the
black
center.
King is stuck in the center.
Feels a bit silly, huh?
So white has ideas of h6, sometimes ideas of g6, not g6 immediately, but h6. And sometimes he just wants to get his queen out. Oh boy, risky. Yeah, okay.
f6.
Yeah, that's risky. Okay.
But
yeah, well, it's a way of trying to break the pressure. I mean, that bishop was very, very powerful on that square. So that's an interesting decision. Is it any good? I've got no idea. And I guess that Fabi is going to try and castle queenside as quickly as possible. So, something queen d7 and castles queenside.
yeah, in fact, it looked like a nice move, this f6.
Yep. Queen d7 he's trying to
definitely
castle.
solved a couple of things.
Well, it's a radical approach. So he's done as I predicted. Castles. It's not exactly safe there, but it's safer. And also, by the way, he's got these ideas of moving his bishop out of the way and king b7, getting the king into even more safety, if need be.
Well, and what is white going to do with his king?
And it's a question on whether c takes d4 is a good. Yep, that's a good move by black, and looks. So this is very
sharp.
Very sharp, very interesting position.
Yeah, this is the kind of position where every move has so much weight.
Yeah, there's a high
So
premium.
he takes it. Okay, so we'll find out. So what is... Can you play rook d1?
Well, rook d1, queen takes f4. Oh, he's done it.
But
Queen takes f4, queen takes e6 check, king e c7. He's got a check on f7. And
yep, you got your piece back.
Is that possible? He's got h takes g7 now. Yeah.
Looks pretty killing, doesn't it?
Yeah. And that just isn't that just winning? It's just won.
It looks
Yeah, because rook e8, you play rook takes d8 and
Yeah.
exchange,
yeah.
and that's it. So I think Carlsen
Woo. Just blew away
is,
Fabiano Caruana.
looks like it. Yeah, and g6. No, he's got queen e6 check is winning.
Yeah.
Everything wins actually
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point. So that's game over.
Yeah, so he essentially decides the tournament.
Yeah,
Well, it
yeah, that's
still
it.
depends on Levin Aronian, who's still playing.
Let's have a look at the second place player.
Yeah, Levin Aronian. Because last year Magnus Carlsen won the Blitz with 1 round to spare, which might happen again. It's all up to Levin Aronian now. He has to beat Vladimir Kramnik.
And that looks highly unlikely
So,
because Vladimir Kramnik has a blockading knight on d6. And unless he can round up that pawn, well, maybe get some chances there. But rook c8, rook b8 should be rook c8 and rook b8. So he's gone this way. He's a trickster. He's a trickster. Rook f4. He's quite good for an old man, isn't he?
Vladimir.
Vladimir. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he should continue complaining and play till he's 90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly an unpleasant position for Levin Aronian here. Perhaps he's going to hold, who knows, bishop f3. We might get that. He wants to put that bishop on f3 and sort of cement his position. So this comes round. Naturally, that's the ideal square for the bishop because it controls the black knight. Actually, the black knight coming into b5, c4, attacking e4. So it's controlling all of that.
So black has to come with the king? Or?
He has to come with the king, and this is a question of tempi, whether black is going to. Well. Actually, he has to go king. No, he's going to make a draw with repetition. I think he's just going to make a draw. Rook b8.
He's ready for that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This looks like handshake time.
So, well, if that happens, then
That looks like.
it happens. So. Once again, Magnus Carlsen wins the Blitz tournament with 1 round to spare. He's taken a 1.5 point lead over Levin Aronian.
Very impressive, actually, his play.
It looks as if he's enjoying it an awful lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been kept in the house for 3 months. He was not allowed to play outside, and suddenly said, "Today you can go." And it's with this kind of happiness that he's playing and just killing them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you give us the scores on the doors?
Yes, all the games are finished, and it's Magnus Carlsen. He's won the Blitz tournament, and Levin Aronian is in shared second place together with Hikaru Nakamura. They both have 5 from 8. Half a point behind that is Sergei Karyakin, 4.5 from 8. And then there's 2 players at 50%, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave and Wesley So, who will definitely regret this weird turnaround in his game against Hikaru Nakamura. And Vladimir Kramnik, Vishy Anand, still on 3.5. So still a couple of places that have to be decided on.
Yeah.
But to begin with, we have seen this impressive performance by the world champion, by Magnus Carlsen so far, that if the home crowd is wondering whether he's ready to win a big tournament after having failed to do so in a couple of previous events this year, then the answer might very well be yes, because it's not only that he's won the tournament with 1 round to spare, but he's also shown some great chess, I think. The way he, the ease with which he turned around that game against Sergei Karyakin, and then, well, various examples. So, again, hot favorite, Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah. What are we going to look at in the last round?
We have to decide on that.
Yeah.
And
I think we might give Carlsen a break. I mean, he's shown, we've looked at him a lot, and he's won the tournament, so that has been decided. Perhaps
he's playing Wesley So with black, which is an interesting game in itself, number 1 and 2 in the world. But it's Nakamura and Aronian who fight for second place. And they are playing, Nakamura is playing Anand, and Aronian is black against Caruana. I don't know, I feel tempted to go for
Carlsen. Okay, let's go for it.
Let's pay tribute to Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah, and we're here in Stavanger. And where's Carlsen from? He's from Norway, isn't he?
He's from Oslo.
Oslo.
Or what
Oslo.
is it? This, one of a suburb of Oslo.
Okay. The world number 1 and 2. Okay, and this is his victory parade, in fact, with black. So is he going to take his foot off the accelerator of his
I don't
Tesla?
think that's his style.
Of his Tesla? Or
No, I think he well, probably he will say we'll just play. Let's see what happens, and maybe in this game it might be Wesley So who thinks, okay, let's not damage ourselves, or
and Wesley's on 50%, is that correct?
Yeah, well, actually Wesley has something to fight for because he's in 6th place at the moment. Or
yeah, that's actually correct. So if he wins, if he wins this, he gets in the top half.
Yeah. And then of course you get the moment where the players have the winner of the tournament has to choose, and
he must be bitterly disappointed with losing to Nakamura. I mean that was it was sort of a crushing blow from a completely winning position.
And against Nakamura of all people.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have their rivalry.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. Do they socialise much? Do they go out for a beer after the games?
No, not even for a glass of milk.
All right, okay, none of that.
No, so that's and I think that game must have hurt.
Yeah.
But still, having an extra white in the tournament is something to play for. So he should play. Well, he should play for a win against Magnus Carlsen. There's
no question about that.
And we know Wesley as a great fighter, and of course his track record the past 12 months.
It's been phenomenal. Really brilliant chess.
Yeah, the way he steadied his play, and all the insecurities that he possibly had, they are gone. Which may also, I mean, he started working with Vladimir Trepakov this summer, which I guess also must have helped. And he feels supported by a team around him who, okay, you play chess, you make sure that you do all the things right there, and we'll look after you, and you've got nothing to worry about. And we see the result.
So we have a little.
The tables are still empty.
Yep.
And then, of course, we reach the moment where the winner has to decide which number he's going to take. And in the old days, it would be the automatic number 1.
Yeah.
But I think in the past years, they mostly take number 5.
Right.
Because that's in fact the perfect alternating system. Because if you choose white, you have white in the first 2 games, but you finish with the black.
If you choose number 1,
if you start. Sorry. If you choose number 5, then you start with white, you alternate perfectly, and you finish with white. And I think that's what Magnus did last year as well.
Okay.
When
You alternate if you're number 10, don't you?
what do you mean?
You alternate strictly if you're number 10. You go black, white, black, white, black.
Yeah.
But you end
Exactly.
up-
Yeah. So that's probably going to happen. I mean, there have been tournaments where I remember a tournament where Vladimir Kramnik, he chose more blacks, but that was because in the tie breaks there was a special. I mean, more wins with black. They counted
Yeah.
in the tie break. But
And God punished him.
badly.
God punished him for his sins.
He finished on -3, I guess.
-3.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the colours.
No. So, but that was one of the Tal memorials. I don't know. Yes, we are.
We are
actually.
live, yes.
Yes, somebody asked if we were live, and we had to say yes.
Yes. Not just anybody,
No.
not just any random
No, the
spectator.
probably second or category. He's been second
Peter-
of Peter Heine Nielsen,
Peter Heine Nielsen, yeah.
who's coached 2 world champions.
Yes. Vichy Anand and Magnus Carlsen.
Yep. So you're sure we have the moves, Nigel?
It's all there.
It's all there. Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready to rumble. And
There
so is Wesley So.
He plays his knight to f3.
Oh, what's this? He's gone for he's gone for the Dutch. What is this?
We have
Oh.
another Dutch.
It's a disease, the Dutch, isn't it? Dutch elm disease. You don't get Dutch elm disease if you.
I think also in economics, it's also a Dutch disease exists.
Right.
No.
Okay. So he learned from his previous game. He's put the pawn on c6 now.
No.
So, Wesley So has played in a direct fashion. He's exchanged off. This is a known plan. Bishop f4, accepting those doubled pawns, and actually just playing against this weakness on the e5, which is the main problem actually with this Stonewall variation. So Queen b3, a slightly unusual plan. And this has gone in directly. Is this is he just winning material here? With c takes d5 and then
I can do that.
yeah. This is looks like a very strange move, but I think it's forced, completely forced. Yeah, I think he missed knight g5, which looked like a sort of a shot in the dark, but in fact there was a tactic on the d5 square.
Maybe you could show it. Why not? You have time for that.
No. It's I'll show it afterwards. I'll show it. So Magnus has had to play this undefending move, which he will not be too happy about. And position looks better for white. Definitely better for white. What's he going to do now? Bishop a6, and then bishop f1 perhaps. I'm guessing there was just a very slight lapse of concentration on Magnus's part there, and
That he
they
misses this,
he suddenly had to play this ugly move.
Yeah.
And this is actually a sign of very strong players, that they don't pretend they've played everything correctly. When they've made a stupid move, they sort
just
of
go back.
you just say, okay, I've played a stupid move, and you acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And many people can't do that. Weak players, they like to pretend that everything was under control.
Yeah, but admitting mistakes
admitting your mistakes is a sign of real class.
Yeah.
but it looks really stinky, to be honest. That's a
I
technical
mean, it came
term.
at a price
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So there is a threat. Not knight takes f2. Knight d2 check is the threat. So rook c2 defends against both of them. And is he doing all right? Is Magnus somehow, you know?
you go to the C file, and what's wrong? No?
Is he just doing okay? Very deceptive position.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just doing fine. Rook c8.
Or maybe
And,
Wesley wants to convince him that he's fine. No big problems for black here, are there? Or-
Oh, this is a. Well, it's not a very ambitious move. So Magnus, I guess he's going to move that knight. Yep, he's taken. And is the queen going to lurch in?
Yep.
It has. Queen h4.
I think before. Yeah,
So it's a marauding queen.
So can black build up some pressure?
Yep. He's going for it. So Magnus has
that's
suddenly,
nice, I mean.
suddenly turned this position round. Queen takes h2,
Yep.
and he stands better. Maybe not much better, but he stands better.
So how can he keep the pressure? Is
Ooh, he's tickling this rook. He's tickling this rook now with queen
and he
here.
wants to have the pawn. No?
Yeah. Oh, this is very unpleasant. Very, very unpleasant.
You feel Wesley shot himself. in
Oh
the foot
no, he's
there.
got queen e4 check coming, forking. And Magnus has got a check, and then d4 or something, or queen c6 or something. I'm not quite sure what he should do. Queen c6 perhaps? d4. Could be. Does he have a draw by? Can he get some? No. What a remarkable turnaround. Remarkable turnaround.
But you got the feeling that he was asking for it, wasn't he?
Yeah, queen takes f4 now is just he's munching these pawns. Like he didn't have breakfast. And he's just pushing.
Yep.
These moves are coming at such a rapid pace.
Yeah. Playing with
They're
such ease. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Bobby Fischer. Yeah. Just
Yeah. Offering the exchange of queens, which can't be accepted because then he'll have 3 connected passports, and I guess he's just going to munch on e5. So 2 pawns ahead, and White's only chance is to run that A pawn down the board as fast as possible. But Black's pawn is more further advanced.
looks very good for black, right?
And he's just pushing and he's trying to stop this.
For one move.
Yeah. E5, E4 is coming with great rapidity.
Yeah, and you feel that Wesley's being punished for being too timid, right?
Yeah, I thought he played. He kind of lost the feel of it at some moment, and he's resigned. So
Well, you
so
cannot
it's-
do this against someone who is in such great shape.
yeah. So that was
Another destruction.
another destruction and a misplayed opening actually by Magnus,
Yeah.
but he
Just shook his head.
just said, okay, I've played a lousy move.
Yeah.
I've played a lousy move. I'm going to acknowledge I've played a lousy move, and just continued. And in no time at all,
Yeah.
he was on top again. So another great display
So
of forcefulness.
yeah, Magnus Carlsen wins the Blitz with 2 points, two
Yeah.
points lead
So
over
what else?
Nakamura and Aronian.
Yeah. So what else do we have?
Then it's Maxime Vacher-Lagrave. He's
He
finished
won.
on 5.
Yes, he won against
Anish Giri
Anish Giri.
and
That was
Kramnik.
some
Vladimir
queen.
Kramnik beat Sergei Kayakin.
Oh wow!
Yep. So Kramnik is in 5th place together with Kayakin, and probably this win just gives him an extra ride. I wouldn't be surprised if the tiebreak now favors him.
Yeah. So what happened here? The game finished at this moment, or what? After knight c4.
That's hard to. Or,
Strange. That's a good position for white, but still.
well, something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we don't
We
know.
don't know.
Yeah, Nakamura Anand was a draw. And this was obviously some draw by Perpetual Czech. Caruana against Aronian, and with Caruana having an extra piece, but it being a draw by Perpetual Czech.
So the Blitz tournament has come to an end. We have a very, very convincing winner, Magnus Carlsen,
Yep.
who, he won with one round to spare, and then
he's given a sign to the others. Well, Blitz is not the same as classical
Yeah.
chess, but he's just given a warning that
yeah,
his calculations are lightning fast at the moment.
and it doesn't always work like this. That
No.
winning the Blitz,
No.
but it has happened before here. Actually, Kayakin, when he won the first year here, he also won the Blitz tournament.
Yep.
Last year, Magnus, he won the Blitz tournament and then went on to win the tournament.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the others have to show something to
Yeah.
keep him from winning again, because it was not only the number of points, but also the way he played very,
Yes.
very impressively.
Yeah.
And we didn't see any moment of weakness, did we?
Not really.
No.
Not really. No.
I mean, Peter Heine Nielsen, he said, why we haven't checked it with the computer yet. Maybe he missed some tactics
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. This is Blitz.
Yeah. So.
Great. So that was
So I guess that soon the pairings will.
expect.
So
And
round 1 will be at 4 tomorrow. We will move back to the hotel where the players are staying. The other
The Clarion,
the
yeah.
Clarion Energy.
Yep.
So join us at 4. We'll
Okay.
when the broadcast starts, and
we'll make a call to you at the Clarion.
yeah, that's also possible.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching today. We have seen a great winner in the Blitz tournament, Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah.
Everyone here is happy except for his opponents.
And join us tomorrow for some scintillating commentary and insights on
Absolutely.
all of these players. It's going to be a great event. I sound like Donald Trump there, but it's going to be huge.
Yeah, there's many good people. So,
But it's actually true in this case. You know?
we've got the stats. We got the stats.
We've got
and photos, even
yeah.
photos. Yeah.
So
We'll
please join us tomorrow, and I think it's going to be a wonderful event.
Yeah. Thank you very much.